I did this all on vacation. Managed to pull it off while I was out there. It's not produced very well, so bear with the quality. Enjoy. An Ocean Beach part of San Diego, and I'm at the Silver Spray Apartments. This is the presumed possible site of a Zodiac double murder of Johnny and Joyce Swindle, 1964, February 5th. A couple that was newly married, and they basically lived in these apartments for about a week. They're both in the Navy, and basically on the edge up here, at the end of the walkway you can see up there, which I'm gonna walk up to in a minute, they were hanging out in the back and somebody shot down at them and took them out. They weren't dead. The person walked down and execution style took them out by one bullet in the head each. I'll walk up there and take a little shot. You can see Oceanside, the Silver Spray Apartments over here, close to the ocean, is 1964. Lots changed since then. A couple things that haven't changed is down below, as you can see, right down here at the bottom where that gentleman's standing. That's where Johnny and Joyce were shot at and killed. They were hanging out, having a little romantic evening with some Valentine's candy. It was February 5th. They'd only been married for about a month or so. And the shots are believed to come from right around the top here, shot down to down there. And then the person, whoever it was, the possible, suspect, went down through the steps and took them both out and finished them off. I can't get a great shot of that right here. Can't really get it from up on that patio because it is private property as of now, but they took an investigation for a few weeks to look along here for shell casings and things like that. As you can tell with the way it looks here, things are probably hard to find. We did have some divers go down and look for shell casings, but it was 22 caliber long rifle bullets, and it's a big possibility that the early days of somebody who may have later did some killings up in the San Francisco area. I believe that the bullets were shot from up there on the corner. I'm not sure if that fence was there at the time. A couple were standing basically down here. And can't really get these people that are sitting here in it because I don't have their permission. But you can see it's about 50, 60 feet up. Comes down onto a landing here. There's a patio. There was a evening and there was hardly anybody around. It was February 5th. But a couple was taken out here. One last thing is that's the apartments up there. One of the buildings, I talked to somebody and they said that's building 1. This is apparently building 2 here. And kind of built into the cliff there. And this is building 3. Now this is the building where Johnny and Joyce supposedly lived, according to a resident here. And it's believed that since she died here, her spirit never left because she was married only a week or two, and her husband Johnny was taken to the hospital. He hadn't been told, he hadn't passed away, but she had passed away out here on the patio. So supposedly her ghost still lives here. So I don't know if that's true or not, but one of the residents said that she'd love to see them do a ghost hunt here. This is the patio where they were killed on here. So I'm here with Zoltan at the corner of Mission and Tremont, which is where Ray Davis in 1962, not the lead singer of the Kinks, but Ray Davis, cab driver, picked up a fare that he was taking to South Oceanside, which is down this way down here. But he was shot and killed in the cab, very much like Paul Stein, somebody who was believed to be a victim of the Zodiac in 1969. But anyway, picked him up, drove him part way, and it ended up that the Ray Davis was found in the alleyway behind the current mayor's house in 1962. I'm going to try to go there next. Okay, so this is South Pacific Street down here at the end of Oceanside. This is really close to the beach. As you look back here past these houses is basically the ocean. But down here, St. Malo area, St. Malo Beach is its own area. The current, at the time, mayor was living back in there, and the cab driver, Ray Davis, was dumped in the back of his house in his little alleyway. Alleyways are very similar to what you see here. They're all pretty much like this right off the street. So in the morning, a patrolman found his body. So basically back through that gate back there. But I couldn't go back, they wouldn't let me. But anyway, this is Oceanside, 1962, the murder of Ray Davis, and possibly a Zodiac connection. Police were called about 3 or 4 days before the incident happened, and were told that by a caller that they were going to commit a crime that was going to be nothing like they'd ever seen. In addition, about 2 days after the crime, somebody called and said, I'm the guy who killed the cab driver. Next, I'm going to kill myself, a bus driver. So they kind of put some military on buses for a few weeks, but nothing ever came of that. I'm here in Riverside, California, where 1966, October 30th, that's Mischief Night if you weren't counting. One of the most interesting possible Zodiac crimes was committed when Sherry Jo Bates, student here, cheerleader, all-time good girl, basically religious girl, went to church with her dad, worked at a bank, had a part-time job, cheerleader, all that good stuff, was brutally killed across the street from the library here. This college is very different, but I'm gonna take a walk around, see if I can get to the library, kind of see what else is going on. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little creepy walking around this campus with nobody here. School's out, I guess, for summer, so I'm still walking around, searching the campus grounds a little bit. I'll be back. I couldn't really record too much back at the college because, you know, the grounds have changed so much. New buildings have been built where the houses were, where Sherry Jo Bates' body was found. But behind me, the yellow house with the tree in there, in the yard, was the original house of Sherry Jo Bates. I know it's a little morbid and I feel strange doing it, but this kill really kind of hit me hard. And, you know, that was my Zodiac shirt from my website, one of my designs. Shameless plug. But yeah, this one kind of hits me hard because I feel like it was a really brutal attack, and you know, it was, God, nobody really knows the full story behind it, but I don't know, it was crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna move on to Lompoc tomorrow, and right now I'm gonna head somewhere to have dinner. Okay, so Zodiac killer, possible crime scene. This is near Lompoc, Naviota State Park. I'm gonna go up this path right here behind me and over, and then down about 400 yards on the beach. 2 people were killed, very similar to the way the attack happened in Lake Berryessa. So I'm gonna go down this path. So this is Naviota State Park. This is where Robert Dominguez and Linda Edwards were killed by someone. As you can see, there's really nowhere to go on this beach down here, but it's believed that they ran this way, down this way, with the sand a bit. They were here hanging out in this rocky area on a senior skip day. Somebody came down. Nobody knows for sure because they both died. So there's no real witnesses. They had to go by crime scene only, but it's very similar to Lake Berryessa, where they found pieces of plastic clothesline back this way through here. There was a shack that their bodies were found in, but they were shot, I believe, a total of 19 times. 10 or 12 for Robert, and 7 or 8 for Linda. So I'm standing on a structure that somebody built here over the years, but basically back this way is where the shack was, and this is all washed out. This log probably wasn't here back then. There's footage of the area back then, and there was a little shack that their bodies were found in about maybe 100 yards back here, 50, 60 yards back here. I'm gonna walk back there a little bit if I can. It's pretty creepy here, I'm not gonna lie. As you can see, not a really good area for them to go anywhere. It's believed that whoever killed them came down through here at them, and they were killed with 22 long rifle, just like somebody we know. I don't really want to stay here long. It seems really creepy to me. But anyway, this is a possible site of an early Zodiac victim. So I don't know if the shack was back this far, but maybe it was in this area. But this is 1963. The shack's long since gone. but their bodies are found stacked on top of each other, and in weird form. If it was Zodiac, he actually cut the bathing suit off of the girl, which is really odd, but there was a lot of similarities to the Lake Berryessa attack, and I believe that he came down through here at them. And this log wasn't here, I assume. And they were just down in front of me here, and they had nowhere to go. It did appear that Robert fought back because there was some scratches and stuff. No DNA found, of course, as usual. But in 1863, June, Robert Dominguez was sadly killed at 18 years old, seniors in high school. As you can see, this path is really not that easy. It goes down through here, but here it goes up, and it's steep enough that there's a rope. Okay, so I'm at the corner of Washington and Cherry Street. Well, technically I'm across the street from it, but just over here behind me is where Paul Stein was killed. He was pulled in a cab here. The Zodiac killer killed him in the cab. This is the house right here, as you can see, which we're gonna go from further away. But there was some teenagers in there, younger teenagers, 12, 13, who witnessed it. Heard something, witnessed somebody getting out of a cab and wiping it down, and then a few minutes later, our house right over here, of course, the gray one, everything looks pretty much different now, but over here you can see Washington and Cherry is right here. So I believe the cab pulled in, it's believed that the cab pulled in right here, and Paul Stein was shot. Poor Paul Stein. My thoughts are, I think he witnessed something in the cab previously, and Zodiac, who, I don't know, I think was government related, but who knows, took him out. So these windows up top that you can see in that gray building, there was some teenagers in there, and supposedly they saw the guy get out and walk down this street right here, which is Cherry. So I'm gonna walk down there to Jackson and we'll come back with another video. Okay, so behind me is Cherry. I just walked down from Washington and Cherry. This is Jackson going down this way. So it's believed that the suspect, who was, we don't know, maybe the Zodiac killer. Most likely, this is one that most likely he did, he or she or they or whomever. This is Jackson here going all the way down. So we're gonna walk down Jackson to where at the end of this street, the police had seen him walking, but they were told it was a black suspect. Somebody messed up there, and I think that person who gave that report should be researched. Not sure, I've never heard anything about the person who gave the initial call of a black person instead of a white person. I never heard about them being researched. Maybe they were working in conjunction with the possible Zodiac or Zodiacs. So this is the corner of Washington and Maple. Now, at first, Washington sign's pretty dirty, but at first, I guess, Paul Stein was asked to come to this corner. And then whomever it was, Mr. Zodiac man, said, no, let's go to Washington and Cherry. Interesting thing that has never been brought up in the Zodiac world. Washington and Cherry. Isn't it interesting that Washington, George Washington, supposedly cut down a cherry tree and said he couldn't lie about it? I always thought that was interesting. Okay, so right back here at that stop sign is the end of Maple and Jackson, supposedly where the police saw him walking, the suspect. Now, it's less than a block. It's a half a block to the end of this bush here. Now, this could have been way different back then, but you come down here, there's a little wall. Anybody could easily jump down. It's just a little 3-foot wall. And then I believe, and I'm not positive of this, but this is the Presidio Park over here, all next to me. Now, I believe the search went for a long time in the Presidio, but supposedly they never found him. According to his letter, they came within 150 feet of him. But there's the Presidio, as you can see. So I'm at Lake Berryessa. This is the infamous attack of Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard. Look at the sun up there going down. It's kind of cool. It's getting kind of late. I'm here about the same time they were, to be honest. And of course they were in September. This is August. But I'm gonna take a walk down to the site. I was wearing one of my Zodiac shirts. This is one of my designs from my T Public site. Anyway, so it's an infamous attack. This is the showing of the hood, the executioner's hood. Whether or not Zodiac meant that to be seen by anybody besides them, who knows? But Brian Hartnell lived and was able to talk about that situation. So I'm gonna take a walk down to the site. Okay, so this is the walk down to Twin Oaks. I mean, it's way different, I'm sure. Probably less trees, but it's a little unsure exactly how all this was all approached. If you watch the documentary, this is the Zodiac speaking. Comes with the companion to the movie Zodiac. There's a lot of kind of Brian Hartnell talks about it in there a lot. Also, his name was Arthur Lee Allen. There's some stuff in there too. But I'm not exactly sure, but I think in front of me by those trees is where it was supposed to be. Now, some trees were probably pulled up. But it's okay, so right in front of me there, I believe that's kind of where the attack was. There was trees on there. It also could have been this little outlet over here, this little peninsula. But I'm pretty sure it was this over here in front of me. Again, everything probably changed a lot. As you can see, it's all grown in. There's no real big trees here anymore. It looks like there was some fire here, maybe forest fire. That sun going down is really awesome. But it's ominous out here. It's fucking crazy to think that the Zodiac came way out here to do something. Supposedly, everybody thinks it was random, but is it possible that Cecilia Shepard was a target? Or I don't think Brian was. But this is Lake Berryessa. So behind me back there is where I believe the attack was. This is my 6th site out of 8. Trying to hit every one. I'm kind of going backwards with these northern ones. I was at Washington and Cherry last night where Paul Stein was attacked, and now Lake Berryessa where Cecilia Shepard and Brian Hartwell were attacked. And tomorrow I'm going to go to the other 2. Possibly tonight on the way home I'm going to drive the very dark Lake Herman Road, and I might stop there. Alright, so here I am. This is Lake Herman Road. Fucking creepy as hell. It is so dark out here. But anyway, I gotta come back here tomorrow in the light. But what a weird spot, man. Ominously creepy. Okay, so I'm at Blue Rock Springs Park. This is the location of the Darlene Ferrin and Michael Mageau attack on July 4th, 1969. So as you can see right now, there are a ton of cars here. The location of the crime scene was just about over here somewhere. I'm going to try to get that all scoped out shortly, and we'll walk over there. There will be cars in the way. I can't make a move, but every person who ever had a birthday in August is having their birthday party here today. So as you can see, there's 2 rows of cars here. They kind of go up and over, and there's a middle section. Well, my understanding is that in 1969, that middle section wasn't there. And this came in and it was rounded off. And then Darlene Ferrin's car was parked about where that black and silver one is over there by the tree, but down a little bit, possibly, or possibly where the silver car is back there. I'm gonna walk closer in a minute, but of course now there's 2 sections, but it is believed that the person who took them out, possibly the Zodiac killer, most likely the Zodiac, came in and you know, parked them in and This is a classic, crime scene and kill for Zodiac. Michael Joe, of course, got shot like 8 or 9 times and did not die. But he wasn't around today to give me any input. Okay, so right here, where this girl's getting in her car, was the back end of it, and supposedly right around in here where the silver and black car is, or possibly down where the silver other car is down that way, is about where Darlene's car was parked when they were parked in by the culprit. Unfortunately, like I said, there's 1,000 cars here today, and you can't get much from this because ultimately it's changed so much since then, but this is where it was. Imagine in 1969, much less construction, and probably wasn't built up as nice. But pretty secluded park. The town's about 2 or 3 miles that way. Lake Herman Road is just down that way. I'm turning in if you want to go down there. I'm actually going to go to Lake Herman next. It's a very secluded road, but cars come every 2 seconds. It's crazy. Anyway, this is pretty wild. There's something going on there. But anyways, you can see it's a pretty secluded road. It's been retarred clearly since 1969. 68, excuse me. This is December 20th, 1968. A couple was sitting here, Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday. Both of them were killed. Nobody really knows exactly what happened. There's a lot of speculation around this one. Could have been drug related, might not have been the Zodiac at all. But I guess the idea was their car was pulled in here, and a car pulled in next to them, and somebody got out and took them out. So right here behind me is where David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen parked. Now there's rumors that Betty Lou and Darlene Ferrin knew each other, and also that they knew Sherry Jo Bates and Cecilia Shepard. So who knows? That's only slightly rumor. I don't think that's been proven at all. But as you can see, not the best spot in the world to park. I guess they were having a lover's lane type thing. People had seen them in the car as they drove by. There's been a lot of witnesses that drove by that night. Time frame wise, they put it all together, and a few different people gave their recollection of what happened, and their story of what happened, but there never really was time for them to really do anything crazy, and I don't think their intentions ever were to fool around totally. There was rumors that David Faraday also was being like a narc about big drug bust that apparently was going on just 2 miles down the road about 2 hours before they were killed. So same night, big drug bust, and David Faraday was supposedly going to narc. So a lot of speculation and weird stuff around this. But anyway, I did these crime scenes pretty much backwards. I did them from south to north, so time frame they're going to be out of order when I put this in order. But this will be the last one most likely, because I'm going to do it. This is probably the last one. And I was here last night. I'll put that video in here too. And anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. That concludes my Zodiac crime scene site visits. That's 8 of them. Again, 4 definites and 4 possibilities. This is Lake Herman Road, the first technically official crime scene. Hey, all the Zodiac sleuths in the world, maybe we could get this thing solved someday. I'm at the corner of Spring Road and Toolmay? I'm not exactly sure how you say that, but this is the corner where, after the Blue Rock Springs attack, supposedly Zodiac came and made a call to the police about confessing to that crime and the Herman Road crime. Now, I'm not sure where it was. It was a payphone. The payphone was a regular payphone that was sealed, you know, kind of the door and all that. So it could have been any one of these four corners, because technically this is all the corner of Spring and Tulame, or however the hell you say that. Anyway, this is the bonus post-credit scene, a little bonus piece here. So, interesting area of town. Been looking around for some older buildings, but nothing really strikes me. Mostly everything looks like it's been redone over the years. Thanks for watching the video, and you know, keep trying to help solve this Zodiac thing.